What's up, spooky people? My name is Griddy and welcome to the Spooky Corner. And today we're going to be talking about some scary Korean urban legends. When you think about Korea, the first things you probably think about are K-pop and maybe this guy. But I'm not going to be talking about those today. Today I'm going to be digging in to some of Korea's scariest urban legends, scary stories, and myths. And let me tell you right now before I start that this may be the weirdest episode I've ever done because I found some of the weirdest urban legends in Korea. So without further ado, sit back, relax, and let's dig in to these scary Korean urban legends. Alright, let's start it off with a good old ghost. Now, Korea has an array of different ghosts that haunt the joint, but right now specifically I'm going to be talking about virgin ghosts. Virgin ghosts are described as female spirits with long black hair that usually covers their face, and they dress in dirty white dresses. And they supposedly haunt abandoned buildings and villages all around Korea. Now, they don't call them the virgin ghosts because they died before they were able to pop their cherry. I mean, that's half of it. But they call them that because these females died before they were able to get a husband. Before they were able to get married, they bit the dust and died. And now they are upset, they are bitter, they are pissed. And now they haunt villages and abandoned buildings all around Korea. Maybe looking for a man. But if they are looking for a man, then they better take the hair out of their face and clean up their dresses a little bit and look a little bit more presentable. Now that's pretty much all there is to know about these virgin ghosts. They really don't do much else. They're not really evil spirits or anything like that. But what I can tell you is that people in Korea have tried to help these virgin ghosts out. Maybe move on to the other side, or at least trying to make their ghostly experience a little better. And here is where things get weird. Here's where things start to get weird, like I told you. Now, one of the ways that people have tried to help out these virgin ghosts is by doing something called a ghost wedding. And I think they do these in China too. Now, a ghost wedding is basically what it sounds like. One family takes a dead relative of theirs, and another family takes a dead relative of theirs, and they marry them, and hopefully, I guess the logic is that their spirits meet and then they move on to the afterlife together. Now there's like male versions of these ghosts, but they're not really known that much. But these people do the ghost marriage, and apparently it might work. I don't know, but I guess there's hope for you if you're not married yet, that even if you die without getting married, you can still do a ghost wedding. And then the other way that I have seen that people have tried to help out these virgin ghosts is, well, they built a penis park. Yeah, there is a park in Korea, like I think it's called Haeji-dang Park, where they literally erected a bunch of phallic-shaped statues all over the place. It's just a bunch of big old dicks everywhere. It's crazy. You can go visit the park too. I've seen it on the news recently. And word is that where this park is, there was a village that was getting haunted by one of these virgin ghosts, and the people built these big penis statues to help the ghost out, to make her happy. I mean, I guess it worked because they say that the ghost went away after that. Maybe she's having a lot of fun in the park. But my thing is, like, these things are massive. Like, these statues are humongous. Like, what is she supposed to do? How is she even supposed to, like, you know?
First, you want to make sure you're lubricated really well. That means plenty of foreplay, and maybe even coming first.
Alright, anyway, the virgin ghosts aren't the only ghosts that haunt Korea, like I said. They have a bunch of others, and these are actually a lot scarier than the virgin ghosts. And another one of these ghosts is called the egg ghost. Now, that doesn't sound very scary, and I'm sure if you say it in Korean it'll sound scarier, but I don't feel like butchering their language right now. But the egg ghost is pretty terrifying because it is a female spirit that has no face and no limbs. Ugh. They say that this ghost hides in the mountains of Korea and pops out at people with no face and no limbs, and then when you're face to face or face to no face with this ghost, you can apparently die right there because of how frightening and how shocking the appearance of this spirit is. I don't want no parts of this egg ghost, so that means I definitely will not be traveling to any mountains of Korea anytime soon. I mean, I don't even want to climb mountains, so I won't even be on a mountain anyway. There is another popular ghost called the water ghost, and this ghost is pretty much like it sounds like. It's a ghost that hangs out in bodies of water like wells and lakes and rivers and all kinds of places where there's water, and basically this ghost waits there for you to go fishing, skinny dip, go on a midnight swim, and when you do, it's the perfect opportunity for the water ghost to grab you, pull you down, and drown you. Alright, now it's story time. Time to move on and tell you a story that has been passed around Korea for years now, and that story is called the Sesame Seed Bath. Now that's not the official name, but that's the name that I'm going to give it for this video. Now this is a scary urban legend that was passed around about a girl who was having problems with her skin, maybe some acne, some blemishes, and she tries this remedy that she heard about that she can do at home, and needless to say, it doesn't end well. So the story goes something like this. A young girl is at school talking to one of her friends about how she's having problems with her skin. She's having pimples popping up everywhere and she feels disgusting. So her friend tells her about this thing that she can do that will help her out, and that is that she can go home and fill up her bathtub with water, drop a bunch of sesame seeds in there, and then soak in there for a couple of hours, and then that'll supposedly take away all the problems she's having with her skin. So the girl, willing to try anything, was like, bet. So she went home, filled up the bathtub with water, dropped a bunch of sesame seeds in there, got in, put on some K-pop, sat back and relaxed, soaked in the bathtub for a few hours. Now she was in there for so long that periodically her mom came by and was knocking on the door and asking if she was alright, and after a while, after like a few hours of this, her mom got fed up and busted up in the bathroom like any good mom would. But that's when she got a surprise. She found her daughter in the corner of the bathroom with a frantic, scared look on her face, and sesame seeds stuck all over her body. And she was picking them out one by one with a toothpick. Ugh, like, is that even possible? Can your pores open up that much for sesame seeds to get in there? Because I'm assuming that's what they mean by sesame seeds like stuck in her skin. They probably like her pores opened up so much. Originally, when I first finished reading it, I was like, why would this dumbass even decide to do that? Like, what does she think is gonna happen? What kind of cure is that? But then I remembered when I was in high school, my acne was so bad, I would have sat in the bathtub with dead frogs and cow shit if you would have told me that that would have worked. And Korea also has a bunch of other scary stories about stuff getting stuck in people's skin. Like they have one about cockroaches and oysters. You can check those out. It's pretty much the same kind of deal though. Now, if you thought that ghost weddings, penis parks, and sesame seeds was a little strange, then get ready for this. This is the urban legend of the toilet ghost. You might want to use the bathroom before I tell you this one. Now, legend has it that there is a ghost that haunts toilets in Korea, and it catches you at your most vulnerable moment when you're sitting down, you know, relaxing, getting ready to release all the bad stuff, like maybe some Hot Pockets or pizza rolls or whatever. So you're sitting there, and that is when, out of nowhere, a hand comes from out of the toilet and scares the shit out of you, maybe even literally. And then this ghost will ask you a question. It will ask you a question, and you know by now that there's no right answer to this question. It's not going to end well. But it asks you if you want the red paper or the blue paper. And if you choose the red paper, the ghost will then proceed to gut you, rip your insides out, and leave your lifeless corpse on the bathroom floor. But if you say that you want the blue paper, then the ghost will smother you to death. Now, I'm sure you're asking yourself right now, like, oh, why don't you just run away? Why don't you just get off the toilet and run out? Well, supposedly the ghost locks the door on you so you're not able to escape, so you have to answer the question. As if the kids weren't afraid enough. They're afraid to go in their closet, they're afraid to go and look under the bed, and now you got them afraid to go to the damn bathroom. Japan has a different version of the story, and it's actually way cooler than this one. This is like super weird, but it's kind of funny. But Japan has a better version where they talk about this phantom that comes out of a bathroom stall, and he asks you if you want the red or the blue paper or the red or the blue cloak, and that's when he proceeds to either slit your throat, gut you, or smother you. And this one's cooler because it has a phantom. But yeah, Japan's is cool, but Korea's is a little strange. But you know what? It's different. It's different. Alright, now this next urban legend is a quick one, but it is also pretty strange and pretty ridiculous. This one is about, why did I say about? This one is about red ink. This one says basically that certain places in Korea frown upon or are afraid to use red ink to write people's names because they believe that that will then put bad luck on the certain person and most likely even kill them. Obviously, you know that this is redonkulous. If you've ever used a red pen before, I mean, if this was true, that'd be some shit, because people would be dying left and right, and people would be getting away with murder all the damn time. It'd be nuts if that was the case, but it's not. But just for video's sake, just for the video, I'm gonna try it out just to make sure that nothing happens. So I'm gonna write my friend Dre's name in red ink. Oh, you thought? Oh, I'm not writing my name, just in case. Who's gonna run the channel? So I wrote Dre's name on this piece of paper here, and let's give him a minute. Let's give it a minute. Maybe the side effects have to kick in, and let's see if my friend dies. All right, let's see if he's alive. Hopefully the red ink didn't. Oh my God, are you alive?
Yep.
You know what I did? I wrote your name in red ink. You're supposed to be dead. You're supposed to be a dead man, but you didn't. So congratulations, you're alive. But just before I hang up, write on a piece of paper just right now that you're gonna leave your leather jacket and whatever money you have to me in case you do die.
Hey, it's all yours.
All right, glad to see you alive.
Thank you.
Later. So there you go. He's alive.
In the arms of the angel, fly away from here.
I'm just kidding, he's alive, don't worry. So last but not least, we have the legend or the creature known as the Gumiho, aka the nine-tailed fox. The Gumiho is supposed to be a fox that holds the power to shapeshift or basically turn itself into whatever it wants. But from what I've seen 9 times out of 10 from all the stories, it mostly likes to turn itself into a beautiful woman. Why the hell not? Now they say that a fox gets this power after having lived for 1,000 years and getting enough energy to be able to shapeshift and turn itself into a woman. Now they say that it likes to turn itself into a beautiful woman so that it can seduce men to then eat their hearts and eat their livers. And they also say these Gumihos can be found in the graveyards digging up bodies to eat their organs as well. But those are probably stale, so most of them probably want some good fresh organs. There are many different stories about the Gumiho that go way back into the history of Korea, but out of all of them, my favorite has to be about a bride who was replaced on her wedding day. And it basically says that a Gumiho took a bride, kidnapped her, probably killed her, ate her heart and her liver or whatever, and then transformed herself to look exactly like the bride, and then waltzed up in her wedding to marry the woman's husband. But then, on the honeymoon, as the husband is taking off his wife, or who he thought was his wife's dress, he then noticed something a little bit strange about his wife. Now this is like the only flaw in the Gumiho, and that is that even though it can turn itself into a beautiful woman, there is still at least one physical attribute of it that is fox-like. Whether it be some pointy ears, or a fox-like nose, or even a tail, there's still one thing about it that just ain't right. And that's what they say the husband saw. Now, the only problem I have with the story is, the one that I seen, they didn't really say what part of it wasn't human-like, and they didn't say what happened at the end. Maybe she killed him, or maybe he was like, hey, whatever, I'll take it. And maybe the bride she killed ended up being a virgin ghost after that. Now, what's also up in the air is whether the Gumiho is good or whether it's bad. And for the most part, it is supposed to be pretty damn
Evil! Evil!
Hence, the eating of the heart and the liver and the flesh and the replacing of the brides. It's supposed to be not a good thing to run into, especially if you're a guy. But there are very, very rare times where it is actually supposed to be portrayed as sweet, innocent, and even like naive at times, and in some stories it actually gets taken advantage of, but I haven't seen too many of those. And that may be the one that goes in the cemetery digging up bodies, because maybe it doesn't want to eat the flesh of a human that's alive. What I also found interesting about this was that it actually has the potential to turn human. There's a few different ways that it can go into being a human, but I just thought it was interesting that it has potential. Another piece of information I thought was interesting was that the Gumiho can supposedly steal men's energy, or steal like some of their energy from giving them a tongue kiss. Now, if you do run into Gumiho, I hope that she does that to you and doesn't eat your heart or any of your other body parts. To wrap this up, I guess the moral of the story is, if you're in Korea and you're looking to pick up some ladies, just make sure before you bring them home that they don't have a tail. So those are all the Korean urban legends I got for you. I hope you enjoyed that. Let me know 6 feet deep below in the comment section which one of these was your favorite. My personal favorite has to be the Gumiho. Now that is all the time I got today for the Spooky Corner, so make sure you like, make sure you subscribe, and of course, come back next time for some more spooky stuff. Yo, I had to redo the Gumiho part like 3 times, okay? Because I pronounced it like 10 different ways. I don't know how, because this was my favorite one. It was ridiculous. I called it a Gushimo. What else did I call it? I called it some other shit too. And it pissed me off because I found it in editing and I didn't even notice I did it until like I was almost done with the video that I said Gushimo, or that I said some other stupid shit. So this is like my 3rd time filming this part. So I hope you enjoy the video. Damn it.